Good evening and welcome to Backseat Drivers number 31, the Esteban Ocon edition. And I've just seen
it's my cost cap
there.
Cost cap.
I'm so clever.
Well, do we start off with this?
Yeah,
Yep.
we might as well.
Now, Dave, you'll have to explain it to me in non-meme terms, but from what I imagine, they got busted for catering.
Well,
I got explained by memes on the internet, so you'll have to explain it in proper.
I did hear that was started as a meme and no one's confirmed it.
Okay. From what I last read on the internet just before we jumped on, apparently there was a little discrepancy in terms of how they defined their top 3 salary owners that are not included in the cap.
We called it last week.
So technically, yeah, Dave called it last week. So technically, from what I've read, is that Adrian Newey, the head technician, is not on the Red Bull books, and he's working as a contractor, the head technician.
I think we decided that last week too.
So yeah, so they're looking into that at the moment. So that's what I've last read, and then yeah, we'll see. So far, nothing of it. We'll see what happens.
So if he's not outside the cost cap, then who are the 3 that are the highest?
Ginger
I have no
Spice?
idea.
Yeah,
Ginger Spice is in there, and then
the head strategic, she'd have to be there, and
no, I wouldn't think so.
maybe the other 2 and some other strategy.
It'll be it'll be technically related. It'd have to be either head of aero or somebody else.
Yeah, but
you'd probably want the most important people.
They've lost a few of the higher ups because they lost Peter whatever. Peter P. They lost him to McLaren, I think it was, and they lost Dan Fellows to Aston Martin as well. So they'd be down on head aero guys, other than Newey.
Other than Newey, but still.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, yeah, I heard there was some stuff with the sick leave entitlements and things like that as well. That they were possibly giving them, rather than giving them a pay rise, you got extra sick days or sick days.
Okay.
Yes.
And that still counts towards as a salary package, though, doesn't it?
Well, I think some of the entitlements were outside of
it. So you can...
the plot thickens.
So they get paid $1. You get paid $1, but you get 360 days of annual leave, but we'd like you to turn up for 340 of them, please.
Something like that.
I think annual leave is under the cost cap, but I think sick leave might be out of it. It's something typical bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Well, their statement was pretty much, I'm sorry we got caught, but we thought we did correct. Screw you, FIA. We're fine. Carry on.
I'm too busy typing to people.
How do you get sunburnt when it was raining?
Who's
I'm
that?
white. I'm white and I don't get that badly burnt. I mean, I've been burnt inside a car, but not when it's raining.
I did Monday night, but the sun was shining on Monday night.
At night time?
I did. Well, the afternoon, I suppose. After I got home from work.
Okay.
I was outside.
Eastgater was saying he got sunburnt from the race on the weekend.
Yeah, he was at Bathurst over the weekend.
Very nice.
Where it looks like Buffy is at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm there again.
He's on the top.
So should we talk about the elephant in the room? That Buffy's back again this week?
Yeah.
Very last minute call up.
Rob's going to lose his seat. I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and this was his gloating week, I suppose,
Yeah.
after what happened over the weekend. But we don't have to talk about that now. So
No, we don't.
I mean, it
Did
never
someone just-
happened, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
apparently, it was sunny on Sunday.
Oh,
It actually was. It was very disappointing after all the talk of biblical rain and to make the race interesting and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
or I think someone's already fact checked Boovy. Technically, Boovy, it isn't. The sun isn't up right now, so your background has been found out to be a fraud.
Oh, don't worry. I'll try. Give me a sec.
Could we have a nighttime shot of that, please?
Yeah, please,
Yeah, give me a
Boovy.
sec.
Make
Give
it
us a sec.
realistic.
Oh, well.
Dave, can we
Yeah.
also talk about the lackluster way that Max was declared a champion? Essentially, it sounded like an accountant just went up and went, "Oh, I've done the numbers."
Well, it's
Good
funny.
I know. That was weird.
I actually heard that it was one of the Mercedes guys actually kind of questioned the
Mercedes
FIA.
guys were the Mercedes guys were doing the sums because this was this is what they said on the race afterwards.
Hmm.
Wait a second. Did Max win the championship? And then the Mercedes guys were doing the calculations, and then after that, then Red Bull did the calculations, and they said, and they looked at it. They go, "Oh yeah, it's because the race had gone for 2 laps, stopped, restarted. It counts as 4 points." And then Leclerc going off at the last second and getting the 5-minute penalty, getting the 5-second penalty, basically cost him the championship.
Well,
I mean,
I think a lot more has cost.
I don't know, a lot more has cost.
That's like saying me eating one donut has cost my chance of running a marathon. It wasn't that one donut that stopped me.
I know it wasn't the
Let's
one
be
donut.
honest.
It was the many, many others before that.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of
and
a
it was
lackluster way.
exactly. But like I said, it gave him a chance if he finished second. I use the word chance.
Dragged it on for one more weekend.
Possibly, that's probably the better way of saying it.
Delayed the inevitable of
it was going to happen
having
no
Max
matter what.
win.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're into your conspiracy theories, we did get to hear about the cost cap thing this week.
Yes.
Because apparently they were holding off on announcing that until after Max had won the championship.
And Toto knew about it the whole time because he knows all.
Well, he was the one who pulled them up on it. Because he
exactly.
said, how can they possibly beat us without spending more?
We are the greatest team on earth. How can we lose? And then I believe George came out with a little notepad and pencil, and he started quoting off all the FIA rules.
Said, crikey.
He said, crikey, mates. And then he started telling rules that didn't even have anything to do with the cost cap. He just wanted to tell people the rules. He remembered some new ones for Japan about wet weather and red flags.
Oh, boys.
Did we hear from him on the radio over the race? He was complaining about someone holding him up or something, wasn't he?
No, he couldn't get past Ocon. No, that's why Hamilton couldn't get past Ocon, but he was complaining.
Is that because Ocon was being defensive, and that's part of as the great man once said, it's called racing?
No, not just that. Also the fact that the Alpine was a lot faster down the straights, and there was no chance that Lewis was actually going to be able to overtake him watching the 30-35 minutes of the remainder of the race or what happened. Dave, you disappeared on us for a sec.
Sorry, I have a hay fever issue.
Hay fever issue, yes.
So, the next, do we want to answer the that one or the tractor first? Both of which are. Oh, this one's already up.
Well, just on that. What's the private information they got?
Supposedly, Toto knew that Red Bull were well over the cost cap, and he was speaking. It sounded like he was speaking like he'd seen it, and he was like quoting it word for word.
They before all of this, they decided.
They were just saying no. There's no way that Red Bull was within the salary cap. So this was like there were murmurings about it, and then eventually somebody in the FIA leaked it, and all the teams have looked at it. Not just Mercedes, but I reckon most of the teams would have seen it and gone, okay.
But do you
But like
reckon
I said-
only Toto's the one that got angry? Because every other team would have seen it then and went, yeah, that's all right. I don't care.
Well, they're
But
faster
like
than
I
us
said-
anyway. Toto
Yeah,
lost the
it's-
championship.
Yeah.
So, because it's last year's cost cap, wasn't it? So he would have
Yes.
been.
Yeah.
It's his redemption story for Netflix Drive to Survive. So,
Anyway.
onto the more important one.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that one now.
Basic question, Dave and Boovy, who've watched a lot of F1 races.
Yeah.
Why was there anything that wasn't an F1 car on a racetrack?
To recover.
Were they going
you can
tractor
have
racing
recovery.
beforehand?
No, it was just I reckon it was just more the timing of it all when Gasly came out because he was trying to catch up to reach the back of the safety car, and he could have been going. He was getting to the point where he got fined because he was going too fast. But at the same time, getting a tractor out in that sort of weather where the visibility is absolutely zero, almost zero, is nuts. Why would you?
Yeah, but
release a tractor?
it seems like, as they
This
said, they didn't learn.
Yeah,
It's happened before,
and I haven't learned from 2014 when it happened. When it's happened, same track as well, mind you.
Did not learn anything. The problem is because no one wanted to admit the fuck ups on the previous one that we haven't learned anything. The problem is people speeding under safety car.
Exactly, it's not.
If it's too dangerous and you need a safety car, you shouldn't be going at full speed.
You shouldn't be going at full speed, and most likely you'll catch up to them anyway. It's not like it's going to be an incident where you're not going to be able to catch up to the rear of the pack. And so it's got a feeling where FIA have basically got to say, all right, fine, we got to really clamp down on this. So even if it's going to take,
but that would be them admitting they're wrong, and
they're going to have to admit it, but they're going to have to admit it they're wrong.
Shut the pits.
Close the pits down, saying you can't come in. Exactly.
If it's that dangerous, shut the pits and then everyone slows down. No one passes anyone. It's that simple. Or else we're going to be arguing. I mean, a similar thing happened at Bathurst.
Exactly.
It's just, if it's too dangerous and we need a safety car, shut the pits.
Exactly.
And then there's no reason to race around. You can take your time to go and catch up to the safety car. But, Anyway.
So,
anyone else got anything on that?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, that covers everything on that one.
So what did we think of the race? I enjoyed it because I managed to be able to not worry about losing sleep over it.
But
I don't mind.
Yeah.
But the problem
can we not schedule it on the Bathurst weekend?
That's the one thing. Yeah. Why can't
a Formula One race at 4 o'clock that then turns into 6 o'clock or whatever because of rain delays. But I'm still trying to watch Bathurst. Yeah.
Split screen, Matt.
Dave, just again trying to help you with sponsors. KO allows you to do 2 screens, so you can have KO here with the rain, and then Bathurst over here. I mean, for 2 hours anyway. It was just raining in Japan anyway. You might as well just watch
I
the
know.
channel.
Yeah.
Well, basically, just
but
go
then,
outside at the moment.
When I was trying to watch it at 8 o'clock at night or whatever it ended up being, there was a lot of rain to get through.
There was a lot of rain.
There was a lot of rain.
You could watch the KO. I think there's 2 KO minis. One's just half an hour of rain you can have in the background, and then the other half hour is just the actual race. It depends which one you want. One's calming.
It's not really
relaxing.
a mini of that one, is it? Because it was like
the
half that race.
the race was like 40 minutes max. So
So
basically, so the mini would be like 20 minutes or something, maybe less.
Is it always? Yeah, is it always just the Bathurst weekend, or is it most of the time?
No, but it has, quite a
last
few years recently.
Quite recently they've done it the same weekend as Bathurst.
Obviously, last couple of years, not so much because we didn't go to Japan.
So this year they
But,
come back. And
Probably, 5 or 6 years prior, it would have been the same.
Mhm.
So frustrating.
It is. And then where are we next
Especially-
week? And then
Yeah.
where are we next week?
4 a.m.
Yeah, no.
Those ones actually, I don't find them too bad because I just get up like an hour earlier and then.
Wait. What have I done wrong this time?
What have you done wrong, Matt?
Where do we start?
It's a long night.
We can do that, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you need to watch Bathurst.
Yeah.
That's why you have double KO.
Mexico at 7 a.m. sucks a bit because.
No, that's works for
Then
me. I've got the day
it-
off that day.
Oh, well,
I don't have the day off, but I'll be working from home. So technically, I can watch all the sports.
that's not like Cup weekend or something, is it?
Yes, it is.
I might just have to take the Monday off.
I've already taken the whole week off that week.
Or
Oh, is
work
that
from home.
Is that week, Booby, that we've had to take off for unrelated sports purposes?
So basically, the unrelated sports on the Wednesday and the Friday the week before, and I've decided to take the rest of the week off the following week.
So Booby's
Or
going to
was
become
this-
our sports reporter, I think.
Yeah, it will be because I can.
But
I
then
should be able to cover.
The pit lane penalties.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Totally worth it.
Basically, I'll say one word, 5-second penalty. 1 word, 5-second penalty. 1 word, 5-second penalty. You might not come on that week.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, technically, Rob. Hopefully, by then, Rob should be back.
Yeah, well.
Well,
Yeah.
Rob becomes. I think what's happened, Booby, is you've started to score points,
Oh, really?
and Rob hasn't been putting in the points.
We
Yes.
can do like crosses.
Yes. Oops.
So good with two of us controlling the comments. So we had some driver announcements this week.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
No big surprises. To Freeze
Gasly
at Toro
going.
Rosso and Gasly at
Renault.
Renault. Yeah.
So your
I like
French
how-
team. I wonder how
Yeah.
the French. That's going to be interesting, considering the two guys don't really like each other.
No, and it will be funny if Gasly comes in and starts doing good things.
Ooh,
But
I get a one-time
he-
pass for the sport. Can I mention the sport or not?
You can try it.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right. It's the cricket.
Oh no!
Oh.
What happened?
How did that happen?
I don't know what happened, Dave. I slipped. The mouse slipped. We can add
we
it
let
back
him
now.
Oh, okay.
So-
And I was, yeah,
Well,
and
good for him.
Dan's given up.
yeah.
on,
He's
that
decided
mean-
he doesn't want to be at Williams or Haas.
Does that
I
mean
don't
he
blame
had options and he's just chosen not to use them, or he had
As
nothing?
I said though, realistically, if you had an open seat, he was probably the best option.
Yeah.
Do you think they offered it to him and he said no because he didn't want to just fill in at like Haas and just be a
Yeah, I
bottom
think
feeder?
so.
Probably
Yeah.
he wants to be at a higher team. Who knows? He might be test driver at McLaren at Mercedes next year.
But would you rather be a test driver for Mercedes or a full-time driver for Williams?
You'd rather take the
Would
test.
Trying to get the Ganassi seat in IndyCar.
But when you go to IndyCar, that's the problem.
I think though, in that position though, you'd look at like Williams or Haas and just be like, well, I'm going to be last or second last on the
Yeah.
grid.
But then
Anyway,
also there's
so-
no pressure on you.
Yeah, but
Like let's
you,
Yeah, but it doesn't
if
matter.
you,
It's just like
on the odd chance that you don't beat Albon, like you would have to destroy Albon, say at Williams, to then get a look in anywhere else, or destroy Magnussen at Haas, who have already
That-
been there for a season each, to get a look in at all anywhere else. Whereas at least
but
if he
it's a-
sits out a year,
he sits out here. Who knows,
his
he might-
reputation's still where it's at.
Yeah, but like, is it going to hurt him not being out for a year? Who's going to take him in a year if they don't see him constantly driving?
His best option would be Hamilton retiring.
Exactly, and go to Mercedes.
And Mercedes would put him as number 2, and then little George come number 1.
Well, who else is ready to take that Mercedes seat? I mean, they waited like 8 years with George at Williams before they promoted him. So
that's true.
Yeah, they're very, very risk averse. They might get Bottas back.
So you reckon Hamilton's there for another year at least, maybe 2?
Yeah.
I'd say he'll hang around for quite a long time now.
Yeah,
even
we're
though
not talking about that. We're not talking about that because the main person that wants to talk about that is currently not on the chat.
I mean, disappointingly though, he's not 21st out of 20.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Also, shouldn't he be 21st because he scored less points in more races, like the same amount?
I'm actually not sure because it was both a 9th place, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Because they're on the same points. So I would have thought that it would have been De Vries because he scored the points first.
And he's done it in less races.
Well, I don't think that counts at all, but I think because he'd scored the points first. So he actually, I thought that's how it worked.
I don't know.
But for some reason...
I'm checking the F1 thing. They've got Latifi above De Vries.
Yeah, because unless he's a full-time driver.
Possibly, because...
How disappointing would that have been for him, though, if they didn't award full points?
Oh, yeah.
And he just got one point for it, so he's still in 21st, even though he kind of... I mean, we all know he's still 21st because De Vries scored it in a full race. On his debut.
Exactly.
Yeah. And because Rob's not here to, stick up for
it. You know what? Change your plans, Dave. This is a Gatifi channel now. Go.
Yeah.
The Gatifi.
There's $100 on. There's at least what 100.
No, it's for every point finish. So there's only 4 races left.
That's 100 points.
So but it's only $1 for every point finish. You can only finish in the points 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah, and he can finish first 4 times. 25 times 4. Yeah, but
it's $1 for every point finish, not for every point.
So basically, he's got to.
He's worded it very well.
So he's not going to be donating over $100, Matt.
I mean, really, your money's pretty.
I think he's scared. He's scared of the power of Gatifi now. He's found the car. He's found his edge.
He's got that. Well, those 2 points. He's just going to go on a tear now.
You know what, Dave? He's got a taste for it now.
Yeah. Who's 19th in the championship?
Yeah,
he's got his eyes on Mick Schumacher.
No, he's got his eyes on his teammate.
Oh, is Mick in front of Albon?
Ooh. Yeah, Mick's got 12 points.
Poor.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I did hear as well. It looks like Mick's going to get another run around at Haas next year.
But they finally decided they want to keep They're
going to keep him.
How fucking sad is it if your options are Hulkenberg and Schumacher?
Yeah, you've done well there.
Well played.
Well played. Matt was thinking, yes, $100 for the channel, but the way Dave's read it, and I've read it, you can only dream. You can only dream. You can dream.
He knows that.
Yeah, but like you said, in terms of the Haas driving, in terms of the Haas, like it's saying, like you've got Schumacher and you've got Hulkenberg. Sorry, let's say
Hulkenberg.
So you'd rather go with the youngster because Hulk's 37, 38 next. He'll be 38 next year.
You signed Schumacher for 1 more year in the hope that he pulls his finger out of his ass, or you've got a better option in 12 months' time.
Probably. You might have another youngster that Alpine have decided that they want to keep in their driver.
Booby, you know the correct way they do the thing now. Alpine announces that they have a driver who is driving for them. 12 hours later, that driver then announces they're not doing any of that and they're joining another team.
Yep.
No, it's all right. They've locked away Gasly now on a multi-year contract. So all of those juniors that they've got, once again,
Yeah, they're
Piss off.
Yeah, exactly. So what's Dawn going to do then? Considering he actually went to the Alpine Junior program, which I found very strange.
Yeah, ends up somewhere else.
Yeah, who knows?
So how many juniors does Alpine have now that aren't going to get a drive?
Who knows?
In GP2 now, I think it's only Jack Doohan.
Okay.
So if I was doing right now, and I know that I'm not racing for Alpine, I would be looking at every other team and just be, who wants to take me next year? I'm definitely not getting a job here. My parent company's not going to give me a job.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Williams, or Haas or something. After Schumacher will inevitably shit the bed.
That's what you'd be aiming for. And
you would be.
Because, he doesn't come with a lot of funding either. So, but the teams aren't looking for that funding so much anymore. Unless you're
Williams are profitable now. They don't need
Williams will have 2 paid drivers next year rather than, well, I am assuming that Latifi's gone. No, he announced it, didn't he?
Yeah, he announced that he won't be driving. Yeah, that was all announced before.
Yeah,
that's why he's going to be in. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
It's now changed. Now, Dave, it's $100. If it's $100, you know what, Dave? I'm calling it now. I'll match e-scooter dollar for dollar.
Oh wow!
What is this?
I now need
Schrodinger's cat. The potential's there that there's $100. The chances are the cat is dead.
No, hey Dave, if we've learned anything from Gaddafi, it's you blame everyone else but the cat. It was the car that made you steer the wrong way into the track.
Apparently, there was a steering issue with this car that the steering wheel was like on the piss for like half the season. And he was complaining about it. And they just kind of went like, yeah, she's right, mate. Don't worry about it. Right?
You'll be fine.
You're fine. You know what you're doing.
They never say you know what you're doing. Never have they said, Nicholas, I trust what you're doing. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Dave's again.
I guarantee you, every time they race Boovy, they have to hold his hand and say, right pedal, accelerator, yes. $104. Boovy, are you gonna match the dollar for dollar donations that e-scooter has it could be potentially very expensive. Do you have $104? Dave?
I'm 103. I can cover up
Okay, so he's going to have to miss out on one fast lap. That's
if he misses out on one fastest lap, I can cover it.
I think your money might be safe.
Well, I've got the money there. I'll keep that money.
So potentially, Dave, your channel's going to make $311.
That would nearly cover the expenses.
Are you saying that we need to become like Nicholas and start paying our way to be allowed to race on this channel?
Almost, Matt. We're going to have to.
And then naturally, Dave, if I start paying, am I allowed to just get worse and worse and be the fourth best host on this show of 3 people?
It depends on how much you put in. Like if you put in more than anybody else ever. I think that's how it
potentially.
Works.
You know what, Dave? Change your plans. If e-scooter puts in 104, I'll put in 105. Whatever e-scooter puts in, I'll put in $1 more.
Having said all that, though, I think Maldonado probably wins the bringing budget to a team battle. I think he had the biggest budget to bring it along. And then, his was like $40-odd million a year.
That.
His was, I think Stroll's probably on a similar level to what Latifi was bringing.
his dad owns the team now, so there's no point in budget anymore. So
but previously when Stroll was at Williams, yeah.
Okay, it's a different story.
So I think, like Latifi's, equal second or third kind of bring budget to Formula 1 teams.
Don't wait, Scooter. I can do this all day. I'm going to find. Dave, who would you say is the best paid driver?
Paid or pay?
Paid driver, one that's turned up with money. Because Hamilton, Max, and all of them, they obviously didn't come from money.
But it's hard though with that. So say like Schumacher came in because Mercedes paid Jordan, it was like $100,000 or something at the time for him to have his debut. And you've got like Nicky Lauda mortgaged his house or whatever. And
I was going to say Lauda was probably the one that came to mind of actually paying to get a team, where Schumacher was sort of, like he did it all, training and stuff by himself, didn't he? And then went to F1?
No, he'd been sponsored by Mercedes for a while. Yeah, because he was racing the sports car and that. Yeah. So that's the hard thing then, because you can, like, even say Dan Ricciardo's, he didn't pay actually to get to Formula 1, but his family was very wealthy, and then he got on the Red Bull program, which then paid for him to be in Formula 1. So,
but I mean ones that just rocked up and said,
actually turning up with a bag of cash.
Yeah.
See, then, like, even you go with Maldonado, and that was like Venezuelan government money or whatever, paying for all of that. So that's a bit hard. Like, he had a sponsor, but it was like a sugar daddy kind of thing.
Yeah, I meant like if I just rocked up to Boovie F1 and said I want to be on your team, and Boovie said, "But you suck at driving." I'm like, "But I have these two massive duffel bags," and they're like, "Welcome to the team."
I think they'd probably go back to the old. They'll probably go back to the days of probably 60s and 70s, probably back then when people had when people had the money to say, "Okay, fine."
Yeah, but they were all shit. Like, you've got guys now, like those ones bringing bags of cash then were crap.
Yeah, they were absolutely crap. Yeah,
Stroll is probably the best out of those, like genuine, just bringing a bag of cash from family money.
Yeah.
So, and then probably Maldonado, you could possibly say the best of like the genuine pay driver kind of thing.
Okay.
Because essentially, as soon as the money wasn't there, gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
But no one was signing him for talent.
Well, isn't that what happened to our old Mazepin? Once these money dried up, they're like, "Well, we have no need for you."
Exactly.
He was like Latifi, essentially just purely there because of the money. And I mean, Stroll's in a pretty similar boat, but he's probably been the most competent, I suppose, of those.
Even with his inability to check mirrors.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But he's had one pole position, and he's been on the podium a few times.
Yeah.
Wait, did he get a pole position?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those odd, like Portimao or something, wasn't it?
I think it was a wet qualification.
Did Max like have a nap and forget the race was on, and did like Lewis decide not to?
I think he got relatively lucky with conditions, like he was the last one across the line or something like that.
Yeah, it was drying out. Like he
still managed it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's true.
And without getting too political, that guy is batshit.
Oh, yeah.
He's, Anyway. W Series has been cancelled for the rest of the year.
Well, I was going to say, Dave, didn't the almighty hashtag 44 Blessed talk about wanting to keep Formula W running? This would be his perfect chance to be like, here's $2-3 million.
Well, Yeah,
Other than
you're
the
probably
men,
talking, more than that. Like, it's a bit of a ridiculous thing, them going to the Americas and that. But that's on a side note. There was comments this week about, Hamilton does all this great stuff and donates all this money. No, Mercedes donates the money. He just made it part of his contract that Mercedes had to donate the money. It's not coming out of his pocket. That's why the contract talks took so long. Anyway, W Series, why the fuck are they going all around the world? Like, leave it in Europe. And then also W Series, why the fuck put all the money into this stupid series? Why not hand choose like you Jamie Chadwicks and that and fund them into GP2 for a year or whatever, rather than spending, say, God knows what this is costing. It'd have to be $50 million or something.
How much would the remainder, 3 or 4 races cost?
Yeah, max.
It would have to be something like $50 million to run the series for the year. So you'd probably be looking, with these flyaway things, you'd from, I don't know, $5 million plus.
So what the cars in the Formula W, are they essentially the same teams? Like, is it Ferrari, Renault, Mercedes, Red Bull?
No. It's a single make, same engine, everything's all organised.
Yeah, but I think now they have separate teams running the cars.
Yeah, before it was one.
Because I think, the first couple of series, it was like one lot. And then I think even like the first year, you alternated with the engineer and that. So you didn't have the same engineer week to week or whatever to keep it fair. And you alternated through the different cars and that. So if one car had a slightly better engine or something, you would actually get that car during the season at some point.
Yeah.
So why don't they just make every F1 team, as Red Bull's found out, they've got plenty of money because they can go just chuck in some cash.
Well, that's probably what you should do, something like that. Go, right, we're going to have the F1 teams that want to compete in it, each get their own team. It's subsidised or whatever. So, instead of it being, say, $5 million for the team, it's a couple of million with the series pumping in extra money or, whatever that they're doing now, but have them subsidise it. And then you go, this is the Red Bull female team, this is a Ferrari female team or whatever, etc. Or, as I said, you just handpick the really good females and place them into a series. Yeah, because at the moment, like Jamie Chadwick's just won it for a third time or whatever. She's had one test with Andretti's Indy Lights team, and that's it. Like, that's probably not going to go anywhere. She's not going to F3. She's not going to F2 or anything. What's the point at W Series if she just goes and wins that every year?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Also, the Stroll, Max has pointed it out there. It was Turkey 2020 in that.
Oh, well, Booby, Max did it 3 minutes ago. So
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Essentially, he's Max Verstappen, and you are Latifi on a bad day, and he's essentially lapped you.
Oh, for sure. On that one.
Yeah. So with the W Series, Dave, it sounds like if there are manufacturer teams or whatever, if they want a Red Bull team, they just go to the big teams. Obviously, someone like Williams or something can't put in the same amount. They probably shouldn't have to, but they can just be like Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. You've all got a lot of money. Put in, $6 million each. The other team can put in a bit.
I think also there's only 16, I think, in W Series. So if you teams. Say you had, eight teams, but even like, say, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, they want to get involved or whatever, and then you have your couple of odd teams that they've got in there now or whatever that are just part of it being W Series kind of thing. But just give it that. It just needs something for a reason to watch it, or then say Red Bull has Jamie Chadwick or whatever, and then they go, well, she's doing really well. We'll promote her to GP2. Whereas at the moment, it's a highway to nothing.
So basically, if you're a female driver, Formula W is your pinnacle, right?
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, because they're not going any further. And the problem is as well, like, Chadwick's beating all the other females, but you don't know if she, say, went to GP2 and came second next year, you could go, oh, shit, these other females are doing a really good job or whatever. But at the moment,
Yeah.
there's no reference because you don't know where they're at. Like,
Does
oh,
Formula W get super license points?
yes, but I think they're low.
Oh, so it's not enough to. So you were saying James won 3 in a row. If that was GP 2 and 3, you'd have enough for a license, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not even.
If you dominated for
yeah.
3 years, you'd be going through.
I think you might get enough if you win the 3 championships. I'd have to look it up. But the issue is, though, a Formula 1 team's not looking at someone like her because she's not proven against.
At the sort of base standard of their pyramid of GP3, 2, and then into 1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, she's dominating, but if she goes to GP2, is she a front runner or is she mid-pack or is she the back of the pack? There isn't that reference. Whereas at least with, say, like, you know, your F3 and that, you would have guys that had been in the series for a couple of years that had been relatively good against the person who's gone up to GP2.
That's a good point, Eastcooter. Just hand over some money.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't think this has anything to do with the FIA.
No, it doesn't.
Other than
They run this.
But if they wanted to run, you would think that they'd be like, hey, I'm putting some money into it.
Yeah, but they don't actually put money into things. See, that's, and that's someone who went and won GP3 and then GP2 in the first year.
Well, what was the thing? As I think some Andretti said, they want American dollars, just not American drivers. Oh, that's a good idea. So there'll be a Monaco race then, because all the drivers will be there anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if they had a round in Monaco or not. Because Monaco is usually very low on there. I think Monaco possibly has F2, F3, and Super Cup only.
No, not this year. No, they didn't race in Monaco.
Miami. Oh, they did 2 races at Miami.
Yeah, I think they do 2 races each weekend.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing is, why fly them to Miami and then have to fly them back when it's Yes, it's getting them out in front of, but have them on the F1 calendar on European circuits, not these ones that are costing them.
Yeah, couldn't you just get them to piggyback off the and just have it a super weekend of, you know, they have F1 qualifying and then the Formula.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, W Series has been on the F1 calendar this year.
Okay,
but why have them? Why have them go to Miami? Like, just keep it within Europe, where you can drive the trucks.
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way: they did Miami, Barcelona, Paul Ricard, Singapore, and then the last race, which they cancelled, was supposed to be in Mexico.
They also had America and Silverstone.
Yeah, but Silverstone's fine because you can.
Silverstone's okay.
If you have a European base, it's all trucked.
Like
the problem is, as soon as you put shit on a plane, it costs mega dollars. Which is, it's surprising that like F2 and that are coming to Australia next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
F2 and F3 are coming out to Australia.
Newsflash: the Victorian taxpayers are paying for that.
Of course they are.
Which will be exciting to see, but God knows how much we're paying to put those cars on a plane to get them over here. Anyway.
How much were the tickets?
I'm in a real fucking negative mood tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, what's the matter, Dave? Is it the rain?
Weather.
Is the rain getting you down? Are you upset?
It's just a build-up of things. No, well, we have got some water problems in the new place. Today, I may have done a reply to all and deleted one of the right people off it and kept on one of the other people that wasn't supposed to be in the reply to all.
Oh, Dave.
But then I doubled down.
Tech support? Is this turned into tech support with Boovie and that?
I doubled down on it, and they said, I don't think I was supposed to be in on this. And I went, no, you weren't. I'd like this is what happened. But I said, well, at least you got to see the reply. That's what I think of you, basically. Yeah. I just double down on it.
Okay.
So anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It works out.
Yeah. We don't care.
All right.
So
So how are we going with our drive through? Have we technically reviewed Japan? Yeah, we have.
we covered Japan.
We covered Japan.
It was a
Max won the
lackluster-
championship.
Exactly.
and it rained. And it rained a lot. Oh,
rained a lot.
actually, I have a question
Other-
for everyone in the Japan Grand Prix. A very important question.
Yes.
I saw on the internet during the rain delay. I don't know, Dave, if you watched it. A bunch of engineers were playing Uno. I want to know who
I
won the
did
Uno
see
game.
something about it. Which team was it?
I think it was
It was
Ferrari.
Mercedes. No, I think it was Mercedes.
It was one of the teams, and they were playing Uno, and it was the most important thing that people wanted to know who won the Uno game.
I'm not sure. I think Boogie's fact checking.
I'm hoping Boogie's typed in who won Uno at in Japan.
McLaren were playing Uno.
Okay, so none of
So
us got it right.
You were both
None of us
wrong.
we were both wrong. McLaren got it, but I'm not sure who won.
It wouldn't have been
He-
Cam because he ain't winning anything in McLaren this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you've just given up on Dan now, haven't you?
Yeah, yes.
It's just my negative mood tonight.
Just
I told him he's fucking Alpha Tauri seat.
That is classic.
No, Ferrari have special cards that say draw 3 or
Exactly.
draw 2 hard cards and 2 soft cards. Don't worry, that's a legit thing.
Nah, also, you know how in Uno they said you can make your own card in one of the games? You can actually write
What?
down stuff. Yeah, haven't you seen that version of Uno? Like, it's got all the normal cards, but then also...
Booby, I don't know what made up wacky.
You haven't
You
seen
sound
the
like
Lima
a
card?
you
Yep,
sound
the
like a
Lima
Ferrari strategist. You just make up things on the fly.
No, they actually did release a version of Uno where you could write down anything you wanted on a blank card.
Fact check.
Yeah. Someone Google make believe Boovy Uno.
Just on the tyre strategy stuff, was it Schumacher that just got left out to dry? Because quite clearly everyone needed to be on the intermediates, and Haas just left Schumacher out on the wets. I just went, nah, there'll be a safety car and it'd be better. It's like, no, these guys are catching you at like 10 seconds a lap. Like, it'll only take 2 laps to make up.
Yeah.
What is this student tickets?
Student? Does that mean if you buy them e-scooter, can we walk in
Yeah.
and pretend we're students?
Exactly.
And I can use the famous line, "Hello, my fellow students. I'm here for the moto race."
It's a it's a Formula One. It's not the whatever 888 one. Don't worry about that.
The whatever.
Ooh, I
Oh,
can
Dave's not
wait a
happy.
Ooh, wait a second. 1 sec.
Are we kicking Booby out? Is he doing something?
We're waiting.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, so I did TAFE. Can I say? Can
Does
I
that
say
count?
I'm a mature age student.
No one would ever say you were mature.
So with the F2, Dave, and F3 coming to Albert Park,
Yes.
is it the same weekend?
Yeah.
So are they still doing all the wacky races next year at Albert Park? Like my
There'll
favorites?
there'll probably only be supercars and then Porsche Cup.
So you're telling me the celebrity race is over?
Celebrity race has been gone for years, buddy.
Disappointed.
You're a long way behind on that one. I'm
I-
trying to think what else was there this year though.
And I'm guessing that the
There
monster trucks
was
is gone.
because TCR wasn't there. Commenters, who else were?
Under 12, I could probably do that.
Would you like mental age or physical age?
I think that's debatable.
Yeah. There was a speed comparison. The S5000 were there, weren't they? I'm trying to think because that was when I went and got lunch.
Oh, that's when Dave, is that going to make you more mad that you're going to remember you spent $47 on a burger?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was, I think it was like the drinks are a bit weird. I think it was $26 for the burger and then like $5 for a can of drink.
That's not
Which
bad.
was
not bad.
Like realistically though, like because I went back to I got that chicken burger thing, Smashville, I think it was. Really fucking like it's in a normal takeaway like Nando's or whatever, you probably pay about $18 or so for it.
Yes,
So,
we do.
Yeah, I can't see that happening on an F1 weekend.
Also, e-scooter, what was the pricing of food like at Bathurst? I would like to know if it's
probably the same because it's funny. Like Sandown was the same.
Oh,
like $26 for like burger and burger and chips or whatever, and then $5 extra. I'm sure we paid $31 for lunch at Sandown.
Also, I have another question for a scooter who was at Bathurst. I heard, I think you told me this, Dave, that they used to bury slabs in the dirt and then pick them up on the day of the weekend of the race.
And do you know why? Because you were only allowed to bring in one slab per person per day. So they needed to bury slabs because 24 cans wasn't enough.
Dave, without mentioning it, but in the 70s, a certain sport that myself and Boovie used to follow, they also had a rule that you could go into the stadium, but the rule was one person, one slab, and people still decided not enough.
But the key thing as well, like you would be going in, like say the three of us are going in, right?
Yep.
Boovie can carry a slab as well.
Yeah.
So that automatically brings us to 36 cans each, the two of us.
Correct.
Now, there's no way I'm going to get through 36 cans in a day.
Well, not now, Dave. Back in my prime, I did.
I don't even think in my prime I could have got through 36 cans of beer in a day.
I got through, my mate and I bought a slab, and then we got a special edition VB that was a little keg that held as much of the 24, and we polished it off.
But see, that's like, say the three of us now, granted, two of us are definitely not seasoned drinkers. That would essentially, like, there's no way I'd get through it. So on the grounds of, on the law of averages or whatever, if you're going in with a group of 10, like chances are that 10 guys aren't going to all knock down a slab over the day. So
probably not.
Probably not.
That's 240 cans.
Yeah, just law of averages. Like you would probably get a couple of guys within a group of 10 that could knock over a slab in a day. But if you all walk in with a slab, it'd be fair going to find a group that could do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now someone's going to go like, "Oh, me and my mates."
For sure, there'll be people out there that can actually do that. It's a different story.
100 cans. Yeah. And the amount. Yeah, because I know it again. The sport that I like, they you do get to watch people ordering it from the bar.
1.
Yeah, from Formula One. Formula
One.
One that's done in a stadium. I have seen people put away. There were 3 of them put away close to 60 beers, because then they
60 each or 20.
No, but between the 3 of them, they made 60, and then they made a beer snake. And then the female of the group took a photo with the police officer that came up to check on their well-being.
But that's not a slab. That's only 20.
That's 20. And
that's still fairly decent.
It's a decent amount of liquid.
And that's at a sport that you have to drink to be able to get through it. So,
it's
say
not-
if you're a
it's not as fast-
motorsport, you don't need alcohol because it's so enjoyable to watch in the first
And
place.
yet, Dave, here we are talking about people bringing in 10 slabs between their 10 mates.
Well, that's Bathurst. It's part of the competition, I think.
It is.
Oh,
Ooh.
Where's the photos of these hats?
we need photos. That's the number one hat. That's better than some idiot printing out the word cost from his printer 10 minutes before this. And then showing his better half and explaining the joke to her, and her going, "Yeah, it's no better once you explain it."
What, you mean she didn't get it instantly like we did?
No. and then when I walked away, I even pointed to it again, just to like, you know.
Do you say things like, "Don't you even watch our live streams"?
Oh, I've given up on that. That's oh, there's more.
Oh yeah, I saw that. If anybody saw his interview,
Oh yeah, he pulled out of.
I just heard about it.
He pulled out of the
I
interview.
saw some of it. Basically, you could look. He goes, "Sorry, just one sec," and basically walked off and just did the Technicolor yawn.
Too many sherbets the night before.
Booby,
Yeah.
it's called a tactical puke. He planned it.
Tactical retreat.
We've all been 20, in our mid-20s and had to do some tactical maneuvers to power on through the rest of the day.
20s. I'm glad we're all so mature now.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
So,
at least he didn't do it on TV.
No, he didn't do it on
Yeah.
TV.
I mean, what's more Australian though than winning one of our proudest races and then just chucking? I mean, any sporting event that Australia holds, so highly, I think you're allowed to do whatever you like the next day.
Of course.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I think, I think basically when another sport with a racket with the Australian doubles, they won a tournament thing and then just turned up the next day, pretty rat shit and just started talking crap. So what? I take it we're waiting for Rob to do more movie reviews because I take it you guys have held us back again.
Yeah, I definitely haven't watched any movies.
I have watched movies, but not motorsport movies.
I don't think I've ever watched a movie.
No, what's
Actually, if you want me to give a movie review, I went and saw. Speaking of Australian classics, I think we all can think of like Australian things: Bathurst 1000, Steve Irwin, and the Wog Boy. That's right.
Did you watch that new one?
I watched it, and it does have a car in it. He got his Charger back.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch it. I think even coming from me as a man who likes to, it was pretty atrocious.
Oh,
It was probably written in the mid-90s, and he's just held on to it.
And
then
no one's to try and release that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The only thing in it good is his car. Actually, there's a couple of car scenes in it which are well done, and then they film it around South Melbourne, but it's cheap. It looks like a student film.
Oh wow. That's bad.
Yeah.
Did they film it on an iPhone?
They may as well have.
Oh, really?
iPhone 4.
Give them some credit, maybe an 8.
So we'll wait for Netflix for that one.
Oh, I'd wait.
Questionable whether it makes the Netflix.
Dave, if it happens to be raining one day and you've got absolutely nothing to do, then look for another movie. And then if you're, you need something to fall asleep to.
YouTube's not that bad.
Yeah.
As long as you're not
But-
watching us.
Yeah, we're calming and
How do we compare to the Wog Boy?
Oh, we are a professional outfit compared to.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
At
wow.
Jesus.
Dave, to put it in perspective, this joke here probably was better than all the Wog Boy jokes.
Oh, wow.
And
Are they
That's
just
a bit of a
dated?
worry.
And even I know that this joke's pretty bad.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It made me laugh as soon as I saw it.
that's why I hit it.
So, yeah.
That's why I didn't bring it up.
Ooh, should we watch Driven again?
Yeah.
Can you?
Did we
stream
actually
this?
watch Driven for this?
We did a while ago.
That was one of the first ones, wasn't it?
I think it was the first one we watched.
Yeah, but didn't. Oh, well, I didn't actually watch it. I just went off.
I think you
memory,
and
I
Rob
think.
watched it, Matt.
I watched it and Rob watched it.
Mm.
And then you had a
It used to
list
be.
of-
I'm pretty sure it used to be on Netflix.
Yes, I think it is the one that's on.
Because it's kind of like it's so bad, but you kind of can't look away.
Oh, it's now on Paramount Plus.
Oh,
Oh, too many
Oh,
streaming
that would have.
services.
That would be like the only thing that you'd watch on Paramount Plus, wouldn't it?
I don't even know what's on Paramount Plus, to be honest.
Did they
We
have any
did.
sports?
No.
Did
They've
they have any
got
motorsports?
no.
Did they have any motorsports? That's what I want to know. I'm having a
Oh,
quick check.
you bought the new one, like on some sort of DVD or Blu-ray.
Digital download?
These are all the questions we need answered.
Yeah, I know.
I went to the cinema to see that.
Matt. They have a sport that involves something round. That's all. That's the only one.
It's the Australian one with your feet.
Yes, that one.
Feet round thing.
Feet rounding. Yes.
I should work in F1, Dave. I've managed to skirt around the rules pretty well tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
Exactly.
done pretty well. Matt.
I could be a Red Bull like a lawyer and just oh nice.
where do you buy Blu-rays from these days?
JB.
JB.
They still have them, do they?
Yeah,
They must.
you can even
They
get the
must have
4K
them.
ones. And you can get the 4K ones as well.
Oh, Dave, here's a technical question.
Okay.
Is the F1 broadcast in 4K?
Yes.
Yeah, but only if you're on Foxtel, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to be on
It
Foxtel.
won't
all
come
the-
through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
you
all the
need a
races-
IQ4 or whatever, and yeah.
Yeah.
Are all the races in 4K or just selected ones?
No, all
No,
of
I'm
them.
pretty sure all of them.
Ah.
Yeah, but you need an IQ4 and a 4K TV as well. So
Yeah,
Two things I don't have.
it does look really good, but I also wouldn't pay for Foxtel and a 4K TV for the difference.
You'd want
So-
a very big TV.
You'd want a big TV for
Hmm.
4K. Although Aldi's got one for $800 coming up soon.
Look at that consumer advice.
70
So
inches long.
you get everything here.
I know.
7,
You get amazing jokes, consumer advice about TVs, 5-second movie
Some-
reviews.
Something to fall asleep to.
Yeah. Should we play like waterfall music in the background? in
Calming
the show?
music.
or just
Um,
like generic elevator music or something
See what we've got.
while we're talking.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
and then Dave, here we just go. And now to end the show, we have
Good night, everyone.
final thoughts.
Final thoughts of mine.
Actually, Dave, who's the where's the next F1?
It'll
Coda.
be next week. Coda, is it this next week, isn't it? Or this week?
Next weekend, I think. We get a break.
Oh, yeah, we do get
Yeah.
a week off.
And
October 21 to 23. There we go. Or sorry, October 22 to 24 because they're behind.
Are we too early to make picks?
Predictions.
Yeah, next week, Matt.
Do we think Max is just gonna have a victory lap and just stroll around a bit and just, you know?
I reckon he wants the beat. I reckon he probably wants to get the most number of wins in an F1 season.
Because he's at 12 and the record's 13, isn't it?
No, so I think Vettel won 14 in the season. So he's got to beat that. Or he's got to equal. I think it's equal 13, and then to equal it's 13, and to beat it's 14.
So he's got one more to equal, and then
one more to win, one more to take the record.
You know what the weird thing about all this is? At the start of the year, Max didn't finish Australia.
Yeah, no, it's
yes.
isn't it?
He didn't finish whatever it was, Bahrain or whatever. And Leclerc had a huge championship lead.
I know. It's Ferrari.
And we were all basically saying this is Leclerc's to lose. Max has got a lot to catch up. Like, it'll take him so long to catch up now. And
he's caught up.
Look at what happened.
He's caught up, waved as he's gone past Leclerc and just gone. Ooh.
Well, there's 4 rounds to go still that he could win from Ferrari to stuff up as well.
Yeah.
He could be another 50 points up by the end of the year.
Could be. And what about
if not more?
What about the constructors? Is that
do we think Mercedes? Well, they can do that in America, but do we think that that order will change?
Well, if Ferrari keep getting second and third, probably not.
Oh, I don't think Mercedes is going to catch Ferrari. I meant McLaren catching Alpine. I
think the way it finished at the end of this, I reckon it's going to be McLaren's going to finish fifth.
Fifth?
Alpine.
With Alpine fourth.
With Alpine fourth.
It will be interesting to see that battle next year as well.
Yeah, it would be.
Especially whether Piastri does much better than what Dan did, and whether they do have a more consistent car, and then whether Alpine actually makes some improvements as well.
So if Gasly doesn't do well in the new McLaren car, will it then just be will it be then okay, maybe the car was garbage, but if he does well, everyone's just going to be like, well, Dan wasn't very good, we're not going to give him another go in 2024.
But then you'd also then wonder how good Norris is.
Norris is for being able to deal with a car that crap.
Yeah, and destroying Dan, while Dan was pretty much on Max's level.
Yeah.
Average.
Which is why you'd want to stay in F1, because I think if it turns out that the car, there's nothing wrong with the car and it was all Dan, you'd at least want to be in F1 to show that you can drive another car.
Yeah, that would be the other reason to go. But as I said, it's not a given though that you are going. Like, if you went to Williams or Haas and then expecting to move up, you would have to destroy Albon or Magnussen. Not you'd have to do what Albon's doing to Latifi essentially.
Well, that's unfair because Latifi's doing nothing.
Yeah, but that's what you would have to do, because realistically, Albon and Magnussen are not going to go to a bigger team.
No.
Yeah.
Now. Unless something very strange happens, they're where they are, kind of thing. So you would have to get that chance. You would have to come in and destroy them.
Yeah.
And Dan doesn't think he's going to do that.
You might be better off sitting on the sidelines for a year rather than taking that chance.
Well, like I said, he might get screwed if they find out that the McLaren car is actually pretty good, and McLaren can start getting consistent.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not podiums, but at least 4 or 5.
Yeah,
mate.
Or even if Piastri's quite close to Lando, in qualifying and that, if they are finishing even if he's finishing 8th, if Piastri's then finishing 9th, well, yeah.
Matt, you've been asked about Red Bull merch.
He's got his cost cap on.
I've got the cost cap. I do have a Red Bull shirt. It needed to get washed because
You got to get the timing right for these things.
I know, exactly.
I was too busy working on my props, Dave. The amount of effort. Just, Dave, let me remind you, I've built a potato, I've built a hat, I built a Quizmaster hat. Like, I've put a lot of effort into the show.
You have actually, yeah.
You know,
I'm
I
just
treat
the-
this,
and I'm just
I
the
treat this
superstar.
very seriously, Dave.
I can
You
see
do
that.
that. And I'm
I'm
only the
working-
super sub.
I'm working on the quiz, and we're going to work on prizes.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now I have to find $107 to outbid e-scooter for the Latifi dollars. Where do people get cash these days from anyway?
The bank.
Oh, you mean go in person and get money out?
Yeah,
You can get them from the machine.
you can't get it from the
I'm
ATM.
not. That's a grot. No, I'm not going to the grotty machine. I'll find another way, Dave.
I'm trying to think. We had to pay for something in cash recently. That was probably. It was when no one came to the block of land to do some work and took.
Is that what's making you mad as well, Dave? That
No, that's actually going pretty well, really.
That's all right.
Yeah. We might be in the new studio before Christmas.
Oh, no,
Ooh.
it's going that well.
Are we going to have
Yeah.
a special
Might.
might?
Well, I will have the room there as well to do like live things and that, or live as in, multiple people in one room.
Oh, nice.
Maybe the quiz could be hosted from Dave's studio.
We could do
Make a night of it.
if it's up and running.
Have special
The studio's
guests,
up
a
and
live band, prizes. I've
I have
got
to play
ideas.
royalty-free music.
Nah, yeah. Also, Dave, you, me, and Booby need to learn instruments by the end of the year.
Oh,
Or I buy.
If I couldn't learn an instrument in school, how am I going to learn one now?
exactly, Matt.
I may have a recorder somewhere in storage.
Please, I think
Does that count as an instrument?
the recorder? Of course it does.
An instrument of torture, yes. I think they use them at Guantanamo Bay to get information out of terrorists.
Playing Three Blind Mice.
Oh, gee. Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, yeah, Booby,
Oh,
we're not as fancy as you. We did one song and we failed at it miserably.
Yeah. Ours was Three Blind Mice.
Yeah.
Over and
I had
over again for like a year.
Oh, jeez.
I might have a keyboard. Actually, you plan, Dave. We're going to have the quiz at your place, and I'm going to have the keyboard and play.
Keyboard?
What's this? Yep.
Keyboard better than the recorder, yes.
Yeah, we're going to play some music. We're going to have a big quiz.
I
And
think the keyboard wouldn't be that bad to learn because, like, we can touch type.
that's a good
So
point.
obviously, within my brain, like, I would probably be able to, if I learned how to touch type.
So what you're
You
telling
should be
your
able to
fans,
learn the
Dave,
keyboard.
is you're gonna have a next season of Backseat Drivers. We're gonna have a theme song of you on the keyboard. Season 2, Dave on the keyboard.
It may not be a very good theme song, but hey, we can give it a go.
Well,
We just
that
need
sounds
someone
good.
to write a theme song.
Yeah.
That I can sing and play the keyboard to.
Perfect.
Open to anyone within this or in the comment section.
Yeah.
If you want to write a theme song for the show.
Wait a minute. It's been off the rails for a while. I
And
mean,
besides, remember, it's always the first hour is the normal stuff. and
no,
the
40
last
minutes,
half-
Booby.
Oh, yes, true.
It's 40 minutes. We've cut it down. We're
Okay.
more
40 minutes for all the practical stuff.
I'm
but
I'm
Dave
living
checks
proof that carrots
checks
do
out.
not fix your eyesight. Lasers fix your eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
I should play them.
I eat a lot of carrots and it never did anything for these. But lasers fixed them right up.
Would you
Lasers and
reckon-
Latifi money.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Speaking of vision, Dave,
Hmm.
the Japanese onboard vision, I was told was a lot worse from the broadcast vision of what the drivers actually see. Was that true?
Yeah, the TV always.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look. It looks worse on the TV than if you're actually there.
Could have brought it.
Well, I mean, it was a bit of a joke about like the TV money for the eyes.
Is there still any rumor of Andretti buying Alpha?
No, all of that's really died off at the
It
moment.
disappeared, didn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's.
I think
Yeah,
that's
like-
maybe because it was all the part when was it Audi said, "Nah, we're not buying in." Was it Audi or Porsche that wanted to buy into Red Bull? I can't remember.
Porsche were buying into Red Bull,
Porsche buying into Red Bull,
and yeah, Audi are going to buy
Audi, they're going to buy
Oh.
Sauber, aren't they?
Sauber. Yeah.
So they're buying Sauber. So what's Porsche going to do then? Are they going to?
Well, that's a good question. Whether they no, because they don't. The why they liked the Red Bull deal was that they essentially were buying into Red Bull powertrains, so they didn't have to actually build their own engine. Yeah, they were just going to badge it.
They're just going to badge it. Okay. That's the reason why they said, "Here's a lot of money. You guys build the engine.
Yeah.
That's it." But then Honda's now decided we want to stay in F1.
Well, I think there was also some of the like Porsche wanting control of the team and things like that. And
Yeah,
people were
Porsche wanted a lot more than what Ginger Spice was willing to give up.
Okay, fair enough. And then Honda said, "Yeah, we'll stick to F1."
I assume everything goes through Ginger Spice. I imagine it's him just sitting at a table. Him and Jerry sit at a table, and the Honda engineer comes up and says, "We'd like to still be in F1." And he's like, "All right, let me think about it."
It's just done.
And then for some reason, Toto finds out about this and gets really angry. And the next time he's in front of a TV, he proudly tells them, "Yeah, it's not fair. I heard it that they've got new engines and it's impossible to beat us." And then in the background, George is just trying to jump up above Toto just to get seen on the just to get seen on the TV.
Oh boy, so
Ridiculous.
Oh, that's nuts. Should be good.
Oh, are we going to have winners and losers this week? Because I think we know who the real winner is this week.
Max.
Who's that, Matt? Max?
It's obviously Latifi for finally getting points.
Okay.
I'd still go Max.
I'd rather go Max too for the big winner there. What about loser?
I mean, Max winning was sort of just, it was kind of known. Dave's background image. Where'd you get that image, Dave?
This is real. That's a real blind.
It's not like me where I don't want to. It's not like I'm the only one that's got it back. I think maybe you might be talking about the circuit. Where'd you get that one from? That actually looks pretty good, considering it's a.
Oh, that one. That's a cartoon of Suzuka.
Oh, nice.
I assumed it wasn't real. It wasn't a realistic picture of it.
Yeah.
I think the problem is if I remove everyone, you don't actually see it. I don't think.
It just takes everybody.
We can try it.
Can I make a smaller thing, Dave?
No, that's the only problem with this. So you can see a bit more. Like there's the hairpin and there's the bridge under.
Okay,
and
there's
things
the
like
hairpin and that
Yeah.
goes around 130R. How good's that? How good is 130R as a corner?
Just the whole circuit.
As
I actually made a note in the show notes. This is one of those tracks, like the other one, probably Monaco, where a photo from anywhere around the track and you know exactly what track it is. Yeah,
exactly.
But you just look at it and you're like, that's Suzuka.
Yeah, exactly. And technically, you could probably do the same for Spa too.
Yeah, probably maybe the other one.
And probably Silverstone.
Singapore. Yeah, but even Silverstone, like that new part, the Aintree, whatever, and that the new part. That's.
So you're talking more about
just looks like anywhere around Suzuka, basically. Like you look at it and you're like, oh, that's the hairpin. Oh, that's turn 1 or whatever. Oh, that's 130R. A bit like Monaco, you know exactly.
You know the tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Austin. The only reason why you know it's Austin is the big massive tower in the big massive tower where it is. That's the only reason why.
But a lot of them look like some corners are like they're just very generic.
Oh yeah. I bet Mexico.
I'm trying to think of his name. Yeah, but even Mexico got bloody butchered by.
Oh yeah, the stuff a bit.
Tilka. Yeah.
Okay.
Where they're all got those like flat ripple strips and whatever, and you don't get the like Mexico used to have really big ripple strips and different, it was tighter and stuff, and then they opened it up, put flat ripple strips in and stuff. At least in the old days, you had a bit of variation between the circuits.
Okay, they looked a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas now it just feels like a lot of the calendar is just samey. I'll stop naming all the tracks, buddy, Scooter.
I know, man. you can name all the tracks, but I wouldn't mind them going back to Portimao in Portugal. That was a nice track.
Yeah. I think,
some tracks, I know they're going for the money, everything, that sort of stuff. That's the reason why they're getting Vegas next year and that sort of thing. But it's almost like you could almost get rid of a couple. You could almost look at some of the tracks. You're thinking, you know what? There was better racing at this other track.
All right, in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, but of course.
Yeah. Dave explained why they've got those tracks. It's because of the atmosphere and the duffel bags full of cash.
That's the oil money, Dave.
Dave, it's the same reason why there is a large sporting event happening in Qatar this year, and it's not because they want to do this sporting event in 40-degree weather. It's because they had the bribe money.
They had the bribe money.
They got rid of all of the corruption, though, didn't they?
Yeah, all of it, all gone.
Yeah.
Any issues you had, Dave, all gone.
Exactly.
With money.
Yeah,
money fixes everything.
Duffel bag. Yeah, money fixes everything.
All right. Well, I think we've covered off everything this week.
I think we've done quite well.
It was a loser this week. We didn't do that. We did winners, but we didn't do a loser.
The loser I'm going to call is Dave because he had to watch rain, miss out on some of Bathurst, and he sent it.
No, I didn't miss out on any of Bathurst.
I think poor Dave, because it can't be Australia because you finally got an F1 race at the correct time. I think Dave just needs to send a letter to an email to the FIA.
Could you please delay Japan by 1 week next year?
Or earlier. It can either be earlier or later, as long as it's not at the same time.
Yeah, just this is the proposed date for Bathurst. Please adjust Japan accordingly. I love how all the European fans of that are like, oh no.
They complain, I have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's almost like, you idiots. They go, what about us?
This is every fucking race for us.
Exactly. No. The only time we have to wake up early is when it's in the Americas. Them waking up early is for any of the races in Asia except for Singapore because it's on late.
Oh, just a quick question, Dave. Mr. It's Called Motor Racing, Michael Massey, was he at Bathurst?
Yes. He's working for Supercars now.
Do you think he would have had a big shit-eating grin watching them struggle getting the Japan F1 Grand Prix under control? And just thinking,
yeah. I mean, it'd be hard, like being in that position.
Do you think he was sitting there? You'd
either be like, you bunch of kids, you should be doing this, or
exactly.
Okay. So Dave, what you reckon? So Bathurst next year, that should be about second week of October again.
Probably.
Japan's 24th of September.
Oh yes.
Big winners, Dave.
Yeah.
Big winners, Dave.
I can enjoy watching monsoon next year.
Yes, actually it's a bit earlier, so it won't rain as much.
Oh, you heard it first. Booby's already given us a 360 odd day long range forecast. Not going to rain.
Hopeful. I said hopeful.
No, lock it in. Lock it in.
Jay Bum, you're out. Booby's in.
Yep. Booby is now the new F1 sporting weather director.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that is a long season.
Great season.
Hey, the
I
last-
think we've all. Lee's back, so we can end the show.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, good. Lee, you're back.
Great timing,
now.
Lee.
Great timing, Lee.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
We're done.
We're done.
We'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.
See you all.
And maybe you'll be back to the regular 3 instead of having me. Or who knows?
I'm not holding my breath yet, but we'll see how we go.
See how it goes. Does he want to come back?
See you, everyone.
No worries. Bye.